and welcome to my channel. This is Darcy's Misadventures with Mixed Media, and I am going to play on the gel plate today. I'm going to try to do some old wall kind of business here. I'm going to be working with some rich, deep colors as well as, because I'm working on a project, which you will see later on in the month. Which way was this? So I'm taking some permanent ink. Yes, you can use permanent ink on your thing, on your gel plate. I'm not saying it won't stain. It could potentially stain, you know, eventually down the road. But you know, we always live in hope that it'll come off with some oil. Most of the stuff I have that has stain, either it doesn't affect future prints, so I don't worry about it too much. I do want that to dry a little bit. And then I want to put like a really light layer. Maybe just a little bit of white, like super, not a lot. And I probably still have some, I've been playing on my gel plate. So there is potentially a little bit of color on the brayer itself. I just want like super, I'm hoping I didn't put too much on just now. Really a light, and I was gonna say I don't want it to cover fully, but maybe I do. And then I want to come in and kind of pick some of that up, maybe. Just, I'm just gonna take this lace, because I just want to pick it up randomly and not in like an even way, because I want some color to come through. Actually, I might go ahead and do a little bit of crinkliness too. Alright, and then I'm going to let that dry. I'm just trying some. I've not tried this before. But that's going to have to dry. That's all my information about another project. Well, same project, but you know, later on in the month. So I'll add some more colors in a bit after this dries. And the white will just help it so that, especially that crooked one. You know, sometimes when you pay for hand-stamped wallpaper, you get a crooked one. Or maybe you didn't pay for the hand-stamped wallpaper, you tried to do it yourself. I'm looking for the other plate is what I'm doing. I have 5 million plates, but you know, heaven forbid I find the side too. It was right there, just out of my line of sight. Alright, this one we will use a larger damask, and I'm going to use the fallen leaves this time. These are new in the shop. I'm just going to kind of go like that maybe. See if I can do any better. Just, you know. We're just hitting a lick at a stick. It's not going to be perfect. It's going to be fine. Everything's fine. Alright, we're going to let that dry for a minute. Yeah, when I find them all, I will show you them all. I can't keep track of anything this week. Oh, we could even put, let's see, this is a different one that we could maybe put in the middle. So we have like some larger and some smaller bits. Oh, this ink is kind of crazing a little bit. This does hold quite a bit of ink, these stamps do. So it's not that big a deal if you just, you know, don't ink it as much like every time. You don't have to ink it every time. Plus, if you're going for old wall like I am, you definitely don't need to. Alright, that feels like it's going to have to take longer to ink because that one seems to be separating a little bit, but that's okay. It's okay. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Alright, do the cream this time maybe. Just do like a really thin layer. Cream, buttermilk. It's called buttermilk. The colors aren't important. The colors and the paints I use are not important. It's the techniques we're looking at. Alright, so I want really thin, and maybe even take some of the white away so that when I add some colors to the background, there will be, oh, you know what? Oh, why are you deciding to do this now, lady? just add, we're just going to press down this lace and just see what it does. It'll just give us some pattern in the background, which could definitely be interesting when we add some more colors. So that's going to have to dry. Lots of drying is going to have to happen. Also, fortunately, the papers I need will not be as big as this piece, because I kind of got my finger in it there, didn't I? That's all right. Not a big deal. Not going to worry about it. I'm going to let this dry, find another plate, and start another. Pay no attention to all the darkness under there. That is just where I have gotten paint all over the thing. That's the same one I just used. Paint all over. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm going to do a little bit of grunge on here first, I think. Do that in more fallen leaves, because it worked so great the first time. Well, it did. It did not work. Oh, my pages are smaller. I gotta remember that. Or I could do this afterwards, and then I wouldn't have to worry about it. Oh, this is an 8x10 plate. Maybe that'll be fine. Alright, just kind of going around the edge with that. And then I think I want to use the Chianti this time. And who says it has to be damask every time? I know I had my... Oh. Okay, I have like 2 of these, and those are the ones that keep coming out. Found another one. Alright, found another big one. So we'll use the big one. Pretty sure I made it that it doesn't matter. I mean, a damask, I don't think it matters too much which direction. I just said you don't have to keep re-inking it, didn't I? It holds a lot of ink. And we're going for old wall, so you know, it's alright. It's alright. Okay, need to let that dry for a second. So I want to start with a light layer, because the darker layers are going to, because I want this to show. If I put dark here, then my nice little burgundy Chianti colored damasks will get hidden, covered up, and not show. Oh my goodness, I've got too much stuff on my desk. It's kind of, my desk looks like my brain with the ideas that are overflowing. See, there's a little divot in this plate is the problem with this plate. Alright, and let's take this piece of lace. You can use lace on your plate, why not? I mean, you might want to use paper instead of your hand, because that. and you might have some paper that would look interesting if you added a little bit of white like that. Most of it came off of my hand apparently, but that gives... Whoops, I hit off instead of unpause. I hate when I do that. So we're back to the first one, and we're gonna add a layer. We did the blue, right? I'm gonna add like a really thin as I can get. Just a really thin layer of this quinacridone. Well, they don't sell it anymore, so let's just call it Azo Gold. There we go, like that. Like, I don't even want it all over perfectly. I'm just adding some layers in the back, and then I may do. We'll see what other colors I do. But that's what I wanted. That, believe it or not, that is what I wanted. Let's see, how's this one? Okay, and this one was the brown. Maybe we'll go with a little bit of the crimson, and hoping for a little bit of the same thing where we just want it to go here and there. We don't necessarily want it to be, or to be darker in some spots than other spots, and to miss some spots completely. Okay, I don't want it to be perfect. It's all good. So that's what it's, well, you can't see. They're a mess, I know. If I could potentially fix that with some Murphy's oil, let them soak for a while. You think, no, that one's not dry. Give it a minute. I think the quinacridone one might be dry though. Oh, crumbs. Alright, so I've got the orange up there. I want to do a little bit of just down in this corner. Where is my smaller brayer? That would be, you know what? Any smaller brayer at this point. No, it's too small. It's a little too small. There we go. I just wanted to get a little of the blue up there, I think. Maybe even a little bit down here. I saw somebody using these. They were making like abstract things with their gel plate, and I was like, oh, I have to have that now. Not that I'm going to use it the way she did. I mean, maybe someday. Oh, look, there's a thing under there. Ooh, I also kind of want to use these with gel plate printing. I just got to figure out how to lift them without getting my fingerprint in there. All right. I want to get a little bit of black on here. Right? Yeah, because it was brown in the front, right? So we want to go, I think first I'll go a little bit of Payne's Gray. More at the top here. Which will darken that red too from behind, I think. Whoops. So there's that so far. We can still see a little bit of the brown on top. We can see the daisies, which would not necessarily be of the time period I'm working on, but that's okay. We're just trying stuff. That's what we're doing. We're trying stuff. That needs to dry. I don't want to lose these colors, but I still want something else dark behind it. So I'm gonna do, it seems mostly dry, I'm gonna do a layer, thin layer of the buttermilk, which is gonna get colored up by the, whoopsie, yeah, that was not dry. That's alright, that will work to our advantage when it comes to making old wall kind of things. We're gonna let that dry. Get that piece here, which is a divot in my plate. The plate is divoting. See, look at that, the brayer offs. Oh, don't forget to brayer off. So that one, that one, we can definitely see the damask on top still, which is good. We have that one. Oh, we're waiting for this one to dry. Is it dry? Is it dry? Is it dry? Oh, I'm going to use the blue gray. Blue gray. I'm going to use the blue gray as soon as I find it. I know, I told you, the desk is like my brain. It's a mess. My blue gray is on my desk somewhere, disappeared, so we're going to use the green gray. The blue grays and the green grays are colors I like to use when I'm doing old wall. I don't know, they just feel like a layer of paint that would be in the back behind old wall, you know. Oh, this has got a divot. Would I have a divot in two plates? That's annoying. I don't know that I really wanted to go particularly so perfectly on there. So I'm going to do this in a couple places and get some texture in there. Much different texture than what was in, well, not much different. It's just round instead of straight. May or may not show through. I just want some more colors to show when I come back through, basically, is what I'm talking about here. Where's bubble wrap? Alright, this was from some packaging, and I just kind of want to try it and see. It should kind of give me almost lines, like, you know how some walls have kind of like lines from where the nails are in there? So sometimes the paint starts wearing off in that way. That might be interesting. Sorry, my acrylic plates aren't clean. Sorry, not sorry, because for them to be clean would mean that I would have had to clean them. Homie, don't play like that. Alright, I think this one I could probably go ahead and lift, but I might See if I can pick up a little bit of this. I don't know if I'm picking any up. Oh, there might be a couple places where it's still a little bit wet. Just in some areas. So it's not going to pick up where it's not wet. But apparently it was still a little bit wet there. So I am going to pick this up with Titan Green Pale, because why not? Do I have a piece of paper ready? I got the windows open. It's really nice outside. No, I don't want to do that. I just need some paper. Paper. Thought I had already grabbed out paper. It's annoying when that happens. When you think you did something, but you didn't. Okay. Putting enough on here to spread it all over, but not so much that it's going to be too thick. And because we have so many layers on here, probably going to need to let it sit at least for a few minutes. And that is barely enough. I can see it's already starting to dry in some places. We're gonna try not to be overly upset about that. Hoping for the best is what we're doing. So, hoping for the best. You know what I'm looking for, right? Put that off over here. So I can do my Baron. I think that's going to come out more red than burgundy. That's alright. We're just trying stuff. We're seeing how this works. Seeing if we can get old wall the way we kind of want to. Now, definitely going to have to let that sit on there. But this will give us an idea of what might, well, there must have been some orange on the plate. Not really giving me a very good idea at all, but... Alright, gonna let that dry for a minute. Let it think about itself. And then this one I had put down the lighter colors so that I could pick it up with something dark. I think I want to pick it up with black. It's not totally, it's tacky, it's not totally dry. So I should wait a little longer, she says, as she goes ahead and just, that's alright. It picked up where in a little bit of a place, and it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be this definitely a thicker layer this time, most definitely. Probably a little too thick, you know. We run the gambit. We're either too thin or too thick. We're never, well, no, sometimes we're right on the money, but you know, I can't say we're never on the money. Sometimes we get it just right. But today it's dry and humid. I know that makes absolutely no sense, does it? Well, it was humid earlier today, and that was when I was gel plate printing earlier, when it was more humid, and now it's still a little humid, but more dry than it was. We're gonna let that think about itself, and we're gonna drop stuff. Okay, and then I'm gonna try to pick that up. This feels, it looks pretty dry. We have light with the red in the front. Let's pick it up with the brown, the Van Dyke brown. A little bit more than we did the Titan Pale Green, because that was, well, it's a smaller plate though, so yep, let's get there. Thank you. And it's an 8 by 10, so I should be able to just put a piece of paper right there and use my brayer. I could use the Baron, but sometimes I get some interesting results from the brayer. Although if I put 2 pieces of paper on here, then I would have kept the back of this clean and had this for extra paper, because a lot of this paper is probably going to get, yeah, all these dots are because I've got pieces on this brayer that need to come off. They probably got picked up when I cleaned a plate earlier. Also, you know, it wouldn't hurt to clean my brayer. Oh look, it kind of wants to get clean, doesn't it? That's when you, well, I mean, it's not even that. Sometimes you get lucky and your brayer decides to just peel right off. Apparently, alright, see, Patricia always says don't use metallics first, right? When you have a clean brayer. But here's the thing, you have to wait for several layers before you start using metallics, because I don't use my brayer bare on metallics, but apparently There was metallics in here at some point, and my brayer is all shiny under here, under this layer that wants to just peel right off. Oh, that was when I was doing the marbling. That was postcard number 10. I can tell. I can tell that was postcard number 10 from the color and the pattern. Ooh, we could do like some marbling effects. I don't care if I get it off in one. I never get them off. Once I got it off in one piece. It was a pain trying to get all the way across like that. It's just kind of just as cathartic to just do this. So, you know, sometimes your brayer will tell you when it wants to be clean. I don't know if you guys want to watch this or not. Some people love it. Some people will fast forward. Hey, fast forward through it if you don't want to see this part where the paint is just peeling right off the brayer. Well, if I go like this, because it's coming off pretty easily, just with my fingernail. My fingernails aren't super sharp, so I know they're not going to ruin a brayer or a plate or anything like that. And then we just kind of try to get it all. I don't think I can do a very big piece. Got some interesting things going on both sides of the paint. One side's kind of shiny and bright, and the other side is kind of brown. This is not a very thick layer of paint. If it was thicker, I would maybe try to die cut it. Or put it through an embossing folder to give it some texture, more texture or whatever. But it's kind of thin. But acrylic paint is like plastic, so I mean you could potentially use this somewhere, you know, when you get off like a good sized piece of your paint. Just saying. Alright, I'll stop now. In case anybody said, no, don't stop. I don't know. It is pretty, but you know, I think I have to use Dawn Power Wash to get that metallic. I think somebody said Dawn Power Wash. I mean, you're having to look at my grody, dirty hands to do this, so I'm not sure how many people would actually find this fun to watch. Also, I'm not even trying to get bigger pieces now. Hold on. Should I try to get another bigger piece? Let me get. Nope, we're just gonna give people heart attacks now when we drop it and make noise. Yeah, this metallic, that was not the first layer. I'd done several layers. The metallic is heck on your brayer. I don't know why I say heck when I know that my channel is not made for kids anyway. Alright, so you just kind of get under there, go all the way up. I don't have any thumbnail right now. Half of my nails broke. Sad day. Well, my nails used to break all the time. They don't break as often as they used to, so I'm not quite as sad. Aren't you glad I kept that on? That's the magic, baby. Oh, that's like satisfying when you like get that empty brayer under there. I knew I didn't do metallics, but did you notice how it like separated from the metallic and the metallic wanted to stay? Alright, let's see. Now we're cooking with alchemy. Now I don't think I have the patience to do this on camera. I think it would drive you guys crazy. Well, hopefully the people that don't like watching this have already fast forwarded through. Wish I had something interesting to talk about while I do this. You know what would be helpful? Light. That's part of my problem, is I didn't have enough light for my eyeballs. Now, it's not coming off so easy now, well, except for that one piece. I think my son might be home from work. Oh, that's so cool. I love when it comes off like that. It makes me happy. Oh, and when this brayer is clean, oh, it gets some good stuff when you brayer it off. Oh, that'll be fun. Alright. I'm losing my patience, because I can't get my thumbnail under there as well as I'd like. Welcome to the channel where you just pick off a brayer. I know, some of you are like, nope, gentle, gentle, you can keep going. No, I can't. I keep thinking I can keep going too, and it's just like, nope, you're lying to yourself. See, I used quinacridone nickel azo gold was my very first layer on there, I think. Isn't it pretty? Well, now I have light so I can see, and now you guys have so much light that it doesn't look like the real color or whatever. Alright, I'm gonna pause. I'll be back. I know they're coming in the house now, so they're making noise, but I had to come back just for this. Because that's the magic. Oh, it's so satisfying when you take off a big piece like that. Alright, it's like a frog's underbelly on this side and a leaf on this side. Oh, he's saying hi to you. Hi, little ghost, and he's saying hi. Every time I think it's gonna start, you know, going consistently, then it doesn't. But let's see how far we can get with this one. Pull from up there. It's just so satisfying. Okay, Joel's gonna shower apparently. Oh man, I just ripped it off. Oh, user error. Miha's home from university for the weekend. She took the train. Alright, we've got layers separating here. Ooh, this would be kind of cool if it came off like this. Never had to do that before. You know, like, if I had been really careful, I could have got like 2 full layers off this sprayer, right? Nah, I don't have that kind of patience. Alright, people are coming downstairs. Hold on. Let me see if I can get this. Hey, sweetie, I'm recording. I'll be done in a second. I'm doing a satisfying paint removal off a brayer. If I can get this nice big, well, lost a bit. How was work? Alright, let's see how we do. How do we do? Oh, he doesn't hear me now. Okay, there's still a little piece left on there, but I got a good sized piece. Look at that grunginess. Oh, that's nice and grungy. That's what the Titan Pale Green will give you. And look at this. We can almost peel this off. And have the green, shiny green, and the turquoise. And, ooh, that'd make a fun flower. You could like doodle on that to make a flower. That'd be interesting. Maybe I'll take a picture of it. I don't think I can doodle on actual paint, but you know. Alright, that's it. It's almost off. Hold on. Look at that. Nice and clean. That's what a brayer is supposed to look like, you know, when it's clean. But, you know, mine's never clean, except for when it is, you know, that once in a lifetime. Alright, now these have had time to think about themselves. There's a bump right there. I can feel it. Which one's been here the longest? I don't know. Let's go ahead and pull this one. Okay, this is definitely interesting. It's got, I like how the black is showing through a little bit. That's why I picked it up with black. But that's also why I did that light layer, so the black wouldn't come too strong, but there still would be little grungy bits of black. So I got too much light now, don't I? I don't know. I mean, I can see it really good here. I don't know what you guys can see because the light's reflecting off my screen. Alright, so there's that one. And since we know the one down there is the last one I did. Ready? Are you ready? I'm sure it didn't get as blood red as I wanted it to be, but that doesn't mean it won't look good. I think it has a little too much pattern. The daisies might have been a mistake. Not that it looks bad, it's just not what I wanted. But hey, this is experimentation time. So, you know, I had to experiment. I like the crumply better. You know, this one I did the crumpled paper. And I like that look. That's really cool. Alright, and that's why you experiment, so you can find out the techniques that do work that you like. Maybe you like the lace behind it. Well, this is the lace. The other one was lace too, but this lace, and this one has a few different textures. Plus, there might have been a little bit of orange on the plate when we started. So this little orange bits were probably already on the plate. There, see, and I can't see any of the permanent ink that I had there. That's why it was a bump, because there was a bubble. There was a divot. I don't know. So let's see. We picked it up with brown. So some of the brown, because we did that thing with that cardboard, which gave us these lines. So the brown shows through. And I don't remember what other colors we used under there. Do you? I don't even remember. No, one of these had. I don't remember. I'll have to go back and look. I mean, the colors are fun. I just not love it. I'm not loving the pattern on this personally. But also, like, some of my stamping was a little bit on the crooked side. If you want to have your stamping straight, I don't know what to tell you. I would have to make a stencil, and these don't cut really well in stencils. They're just so small. So you could just kind of line them up, I suppose. You could, let's see, ruler. You could take a ruler. What is this, 10 inches? And take your nice little damask piece. Did I have the favorite color that I used? No, I haven't tried black yet, have I? Ooh, or teal. Let's do teal. So we're going to go at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Whoops, I went up a little bit. 8, 9, 10. Okay. The only problem is if I put the ruler here, it's gonna. No, but what we will do maybe is just go ahead and do the one. Okay, we'll line that up with the tops of those. See, I thought I went high on that one, but I don't think that I did. So lining the middle of this up at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just lining that middle butt, the little butt there, lining it up at the inch line, and then we just kind of go in the middle. We can go in the middle with the little ones, actually, is what I might do. In case you're wondering what that color looks like that. And should we do a different color? A little one, little one, little one. This is where like a little damask one would come in handy too. This one is a different one than this one, which is fine. That's fine and dandy. I'll use the Twilight. Those two colors look nice together. And we're just going to go in the middle here. And down here. And probably up here. And that's how you create a pattern. That's a little bit more even. I don't know. We'll see. We'll pick it up in a bit. Maybe I'll pick this up with just some white or off-white or. Let's see. Are there any of these that I didn't love that I could? What's this? Oh, there are all kinds of pieces that are like. So I have this. Oh, that's Brayer off. That one. Don't mind me, my brain is all over the place. Ooh, what if I pick it up on black? So if I put down a light color like this titanium, and then any bits that are, oh crap. I forgot it was a clean brayer. The thing is, when this brayer is clean, it will stick a little bit more than one is expecting. So there's also now there's like lines on the side here that are kind of bugging me. Why is it doing that? That's what it'll look like on the black. And it is spreading just a little. I don't like that line. Well, you know, there might be a line like that in the why is it? Oh, that's why it's doing it. See this little piece of paint here that's hanging down? That's causing the line. There we go. Alright, but what is causing the one that's going across, like across here? I don't know. Alright, now we've brayered it so much there's not going to be anything left. Things are dropping off my desk. Does that mean things are dropping out my brain? too many ideas, too many things I want to do, not enough space. I was going to say not enough time, but I only have to work like a couple times a month outside the house. And I usually go grocery shopping on those days. So, you know, well, I don't think I read off the definition of that yet, but oh well. I can always look it up. That was just the definitions of Gothic for the collab I've got coming up. Alright, I'm going to let this dry for a minute. It's only been 5 seconds, but I'm ready to pick it up, so. Because I'm impatient. And I don't mind that it didn't come out. See, this plate, I need to readjust this plate. It's got too many divots now. But, did they line up better? That's what this was for, to see if they lined up a little bit better. The ruler helped a little bit. I just need something to help me keep them straight this way. And, you know, potentially, I might even like it better if I come in and do it on the paper itself, maybe. What if I do it on the paper here? Black. I want black. This is sepia. You know, we'll just go for sepia. Why not? It's going to be whatever color it's going to be because of all the other things I just did. Okay. Because of all the other colors I was just playing with. Alright, we're going to try to be straight this time. It's not straight, I can tell. Maybe if I use 2 hands, that will help. I'm determined to make some damask old wallpaper. Sounds like I'm swearing, doesn't it? No wonder I like the word damask so much. Are those too close, do we think? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I'm just starting at the bottom here. Whoops, come to the edge so that we can do 1 again. We should go up a little bit. Doing 1, trying to make it straight. 4. Now you could always go add another inch in between there. 7 is what we were doing. I know this paper's all ripped. Doesn't make any sense that I'm doing it on here, but you know what? No one ever said that I make sense. Anybody that did was lying. They didn't know me. You don't know me. Do 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 do. Is this the same one? Oh, that's a different one. Just wondering. And we just try to go in the middle here with the little one. So if you're wondering, I mean, you could use the same damask or a different one. These are 2 different styles that I'm using. And you can make yourself a fun little pattern that barely shows because you didn't use the black like you said you were gonna. Not you, me. And I've lost the cover. Oh, my brain. I lost the cover to my brain. Ooh, green. I haven't done green. I still want to find the freaking black. I'm gonna find it right now. It'll show on this. And I could do the green on this. Or the burgundy. But there's kind of some green in there. And brown, maybe. Should we do this one this time? What if we do Carrie's flower in the middle instead of like that one with Carrie's flower? Oh, and the ruler. I want the ruler. I'm working with the ruler here. We're working to rule. Alright, so 1 inch. Oh, I was like, where'd my ink go? 2, 3, we'll try 5 this time. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the next one will be at 9. So what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4 inches apart. Before they were 3 inches apart. Now they're 4 inches apart. Because that's how numbers work. Oh, we went up a little bit, right? Putting the 1 in the same place again is helpful. Oh, and if I do the middle one first, which was 5 inches, right? Then I can just go to 1 over here and 9 over here. Like I said, if I did 2 hands, it might make it off. It's alright, because it's old wallpaper. We don't need them to be perfect. And then I was going to do the flower, right? Where'd the flower go? Carrie, I lost your flower. It was here. And then it ran away because it was one of Carrie's flowers, and it just decided it was too messy here. That's right. Oh, I don't have orange. I do. But this orange is too bright, so I'm going to use the sepia, which is kind of a orangey brown, right? So just going to go in the middle here. I'm not sure that this flower works with this, but you know, we're going to make it work. Because sometimes you just want a little something with your damask. That's just a little different. So that was, you know, put it on the background. It's fun to do. To make patterns. You don't have to make patterns. Let's see. What was my favorite one? I kind of want to work with this technique again. With the bigger damask maybe. So we'll try this technique one more time. One more time. I'll use the big one. All right. Once again, gonna use our ruler and one of these lovely ladies. I'm gonna find the black this time. I have some paint off to the side here, and it's just the black paint, so I'm gonna use that. Just means that I'll have to go and wash this right away. So, whoops, crumbs. So we did one. Oh, you know one other thing? Put a piece of paper under here with a grid. That's the way you do it. You put a piece of paper under there with a grid and it will come out perfect every time, I think. I'm gonna have to make a grid now. 9. And, well, maybe 12, but it's like way over there. Because it would actually be 13, wouldn't it? I mean, you can make the grid yourself too, because who knows how far apart you want yours to be. But, you know, if you want to make a pattern with some damask stamps, that's what you do. You can use a ruler, you can make a grid, you can not worry about if it's perfect or not. Oh, shoot. Not worrying about if it's a perfect or not is probably the best way to go. Can do this too. Let me just do the same one, because do you think I want to wash more than one stamp? No, I do not. Don't forget down here, and don't forget up here. Boom, boom, there we go. This one right here, that was a mistake. We're just gonna, because it would have had to be at 13, so yeah, I gotta go wash that. I'll be right back. Good. Clean that off. It's important to clean the paint. The ink not so important, but the paint you do need to clean off of your foam stamps, any stamps, because it will dry on there. And rubber stamps, you might be able to get it off with the Murphy's Oil Soap, but the foam stamps, they're more porous, so that might not be as much of an option for you. Okay. So I think these would be darker if I put them with paint on the paper. You know I'm gonna have to try that next, right? All right, this, I think this is dry. All right, what color do we want to put? All right, I'm gonna do a little bit of quinacridone nickel azo gold, because I still have it. And ooh, you know what's nice about that is it's a nice transparent color. But so that's probably browned out a little bit because there was probably black on my thing, which is a good thing. Gonna let that dry for a minute. I might even come back in with, hey, what happened to my bubble wrap? Just because I just want some texture. Oh, we got the fat bubble wrap. Well, if you cannot get fat bubble wrap in your area and you like that bubble wrap, there is a stamp at PM Artist Studio that has the big, the regular, and the tiny bubble wrap. Sometimes you can't get the tiny one either. I mean, I've had it a few times. I love tiny bubble wrap. Tiny bubble wrap all around. Oh, in the wine. I don't know. I always say all around. Alright, so I gotta let that dry. I don't have the patience for this. Oh shoot, I was supposed to do the wrinkly thing. That's what we were doing with this. The whole point of this was to do the wrinkly bit, wasn't it? Because that's what I liked, was the wrinkly bit. Okay, now we did the wrinkly bit. Golly gee willikers! Alright, I think it's dry. Let's hope. Fingers crossed that it's dry enough so that when I put this buttermilk on here, thin layer, don't need a super thick layer. Enough stuff. Move. I'm in a mood. Cause I really need to clean in this room. Alright, I just want a thin layer. Cause I want to pick it up with something darker, I think. Kind of like before. Like, I want more colors. Does that make any sense? Are you picking up when I'm laying down here? It's just... I think it's starting to rain outside. Oh, look at that. Yes, I dare say I do hear rain. So I think it maybe got more humid, not less humid. And I didn't know. This is another way to like put, you know, to make it look like old wall. Like, you know, there was old wallpaper behind there. Then there was like a layer of something on the front of it. Maybe dust. That kind of looked like dust, didn't it? That has to dry. Well, what can I do to occupy myself while that is drying? Where did my other... There's a plate. Alright, I'll clean this off. We'll clean it off. We'll clean it off. We'll clean it off. We'll clean it off. It's pretty dry and pretty thick. Red and black. Oh, not red. That's violet. Violet. Is it quinacridone? Yes, it's quinacridone violet. Hey, if it has the word quinacridone in it, I probably like it. Just saying. You know, maybe I should just brayer these sheets. I like the brayering thing that happens when I brayer things. You know, the brayering thing that happens when I brayer things. You know, that stuff. Look at that. This thing does magic when it's clean. I mean, it's not clean anymore. Now it's got a layer of something. Something. Not enough to be able to start playing with metallics yet, but... Well, now that's got to think about itself, so it will pick all that up. Where's the other one? The other one... No, not that one. No, I guess that one. 'Cause that's the one that's in our line of sight. Also, first... Ooh, there's like a layer of orange and some... Looks like... some, no, it must be buttons. I thought it was aqueous effervescence, but it was, the buttons was on here earlier. Let's just get some layers going on here. I like layers. Like, really thin layer of the Titan Buff. And now we have to wait for that to dry. Because we don't know what we were thinking. Ooh, it's going to give me some little crazing, circly bits. That'll be good. But it's not thin enough. I want it thinner. I want it like so thin that another color is going to basically show through there. There. Oh, there we go. That's... I mean, it started to dry and I took some off, which means it's dry and I can put another layer on. So there's that. I want the blue gray. I'm gonna have to find it. I was cleaning some stuff off my desk and I had an idea. Let's do Payne's gray. Thin layer. I also found my smaller brayer, so you know, there's that. I said thin layer and then I put a whole bunch on, but this is a 12 by 12 plate, so you know, there's that. Okay. How will I make texture in this and get the, I don't know, we're just playing and experimenting and playing. So, you know, picked up my water. So this spray bottle, if you just spray a little bit, you get smaller, I mean, you get bigger dots than if you sprayed it full on. So, I don't know, whoops. I did too much. Okay. So, I'm going to give that a minute to think about itself. And find something to wipe this off on. There's a bird outside. I can hear him. Probably talking to my little black squirrel out there. There's a cute little black squirrel out there. I mean, there's gray ones too. But I like the black ones. They're cuter than the gray ones. Sorry, not sorry. Paper towel. I want a paper towel because I had paper towels. Go. I want a paper towel because I need the rest of this to dry pretty well, and then carefully, gently, just pick up the wet bits. Of course, it's not completely dry, so I'm also going to get some texture from the paper towel. It's not necessarily a bad thing, which is why I wanted the paper towel and not paper, because I knew I'd get a little more texture with the paper towel. I don't know. Do we want to do anything else with that? Like maybe some crumply bits. Oh yeah, crumply bits. We like crumply. Now that's got to dry again. How about the other one? Is it dry? Oh, it's so dry. Moving you over, moving you forward. Oops, stuck my finger in it. We've got the orange. We've got, I think, the beige, and we've got the black on top, and we can pick it up with... Are we ready to pick it up? I think we are. I'm going to pick it up with something dark. Sure. Payne's Gray. I like Payne's Gray. I cannot lie. You other mothers can't deny. Payne's Gray is just a really deep navy for golden. I mean, some of them it's more gray than blue, but in the golden paints, oh, it's my favorite. I like it even better than Prussian blue. It's because it's just darker and deeper and darker, and oh, it's so lovely. I love it. I love it. I don't care. Okay, and we're finding some spare bits of paper that we don't care about. Oh, these are all papers we care about, except for this one. Found one. That one would have done the job all by itself, but, you know. Just pressing that down. Then we can use our Baron from Anthony. I know mine doesn't have a fancy thing on it. That's because I knew I was going to get paint all over it. So I was like, utilitarian is fine for me. But he makes some really cool ones. They're really not that much more to get the fancy thing in it. But if you ask him, he'll give you a plain one. I mean, no, he won't give it to you. He'll sell it to you. It costs money. They all cost money. I think mine's made of maple. Oh, it's so smooth on the bottom. And the paint, you don't even feel the paint that's on there. It stays, it's smooth. It just stays really smooth. It's not as smooth up here, but it's smooth enough that it doesn't give me the chilly willies. Because yes, I have issues with wood. So it's sanded really well. Like, it doesn't even feel wood-like. It's not going to give you the issue. If you have issues with popsicle sticks and wooden spoons like I do, this is smooth enough. You'll be okay. At least I am. Let's put it that way. I mean, when I say I'm okay, I mean with this, I might not be okay mentally. At least that might be what you're thinking at this point in the video, which may or may not see the light of day. Who knows? Because I'm feeling a little, what's the word I want? A little self-conscious after all that. All right, let's let that dry a little bit more. Maybe pull this one up, see if we can, because this is just, we're just cleaning off the plate with this. I mean, still, we have some interesting stuff, which could make a good background on a tag. You can't really tell what's back there, but it's interest. Kind of looks skeletal in a way, sorts of ways. Alright, let's see, we've got, I'll move this to where we'll forget where, that's still pretty wet. Looks cool though, there's lots of good depth and stuff happening in there, because we had some grunge that was on the plate, added a lighter color, we added quinacridone nickel azo gold, right? And then we added a light color and then a dark color, and then we can pick it up with oh, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna pick it up with magenta. It's gonna purple this out. which is okay. This stuff's gonna move about the cabin because it's water though, not paint so much. Oops. Oh, I could have even done turquoise, which would not have purpled the blue out quite so much. All right. And you know, since we got this big 12 by 12 piece and we don't know what we're gonna want to do with it anyway, let's just grab a piece of deli paper. Which is 12 by 12, as is my plate, give or take. And we'll go ahead and clean off our brayer. Brayer, yeah, this is called a brayer. This is not the biggest one you can get. It's the biggest one you can get with one handle. Any bigger than this, and you have to have 2 handles on your brayer. But yes, they do have bigger ones than that. Alright, see how this is all wrinkled and stuff? That's because it's wet. I don't think it'll flatten out while it's on the plate, but, you know, definitely gotta let that dry a minute. Let it think about itself. Oh, see this here? I love this. Oh, see that there? See, some of this stuff that we've been picking up is just awesome sauce. Can't wait to see what it looks like. Because that was from this, right? Alright, I'm gonna let that think about itself. Okay, hopefully, oh, we missed a little bit of that tore. I didn't crack my edges. Should crack your edges. Because sometimes the paint dries on the edges of the paper, and this is what will happen if you don't crack your edges. Did I pick this up with black? I don't think I did. I don't remember. Oh my goodness, I can't even remember what color I picked it up with. Oh, paint stayed on there, which gave me a little white spot there, which is really fine. It's really kind of cool. Alright, I love this. I love this crinkly, using the crinkly paper to get some effects, and you could do that and then stamp on it. You don't have to do the stamping first, or if you have like a damask stencil or any other stencil. But I was just looking for old wall. Oh, we see a little bit of the circles back there. That gives it some interest. There's some over here and some up there. We did it in 3 places. Did we do that on purpose in 3 places? Who knows? And even where like the paper ripped, that just makes it look like ripped wallpaper, really. That's just, oh, I love that. I want to do that some more. I'm going to do a bunch of them, I think. I might wait and do the damask afterwards, but I'm definitely want to do this crinkly effect with the light and the different colors, and I just love it. Oh my goodness. All right. Oh, you guys, well, I probably shouldn't take this off yet. It's not dry. I can guarantee it's not dry. But I'm impatient. Let's see. How much of it will we get? Oh, but we're going to get some nice cracks left behind. Oh, this is interesting. And then this that's here is what's getting left behind. I know it looks like purple on the back, but that's not what's going to look like when we pick that up later. Or me. I'll have to show you. So that, because the cracks did not pick up, and I'm okay with that. So fortunately the magenta darkened up enough against the paper. The magenta is not as bright because we used this paper. If we had used white, the magenta would have been brighter, and it might have been a little bit ouch my eyes. But this is kind of cool. I'm not sure what happened here, but it's kind of cool, and I don't hate it. We have some interesting stuff happening on the edge there from what was left on the plate and everything. You can see the grandma's button stencil a little bit was left. I mean, I had picked that up a couple times. Whatever I did on there and left on there for a while, I think I used metallic. Yeah, that's why, because there was metallic in that. And it stuck around for a while. But there's lots of texture, and this girl is on fire. It looks like flames. That's why. All right, so we've got this left to play with on the plate later. Me, off camera probably. Sorry, not sorry. I'm gonna play some more with this technique. But now you know the technique using the crumpled paper. You can use, probably deli paper can work. The packaging paper, this is just the Amazon packaging paper. So it's a little thinner than a paper bag, or like a thin paper bag. Try everything. Try all the things. That's just a brayer off. And that was where we just stamped and brayered off. Yeah, try all the things. That's one of the ones we did. That's one of the ones we did. And that is one of the ones we did. And then earlier I had been playing with that crackle technique, so I had like, it was really dark, and then I added some layers with more crackle, and that's what got this all started, doing that crackly business, which I've done before, but not quite the same as what I just did with, oh my goodness, with that was different. And yeah, this is, I love that, and I love that. I mean, they're totally different. This one's like bright and happy, and this one's like dark and gloomy. So yeah, I'm gonna keep playing with that, with different colors, and you know, you might see a short later with some results. Who knows?